I ain't gonna lie.
We're gonna talk
I
about
used to.
cultures.
I was doing Uber Eats, bro, and I picked up from a Indian cuisine one time, and like the smell, I'm not used to that shit, but it was like to me, it was so bad, bro. I had to put that bitch in my trunk, and I was like, hopefully I could get this out of my trunk before Buddy, like, hopefully he not waiting outside, and lo and behold, this dude was waiting outside, bro. He see me take his food out my trunk. I'm just like, bro, I couldn't do it, dog. I couldn't
That's
do it.
hey, that shit gas though, bro. Some butter chicken with some not. Hey, that shit don't sleep, bro. That shit gas,
I've
bro.
never
I ain't
tried
gonna
it.
lie.
But
That
like
shit
buttered
gas.
chick, like what about buttered chicken makes it Indian food? Like,
It's the sauce they put on it. It's like a different type of spice. It's like they season it in like yogurt and then like whatever else. I don't know. But then you mix it with the rice and the naan bread, bro. It's pretty damn good. I ain't gonna lie. That's it's a hidden gem. They food is the food is decent for sure.
Well, appreciate y'all tuning in. This is another episode of Uncalled for. And man, just had to start it off with great cuisines. You know what I'm saying? So this actually, I don't even know if we decided this yet, but we may be moving our episodes on Monday just for availability standpoint. So just stay tuned. We may have an announcement or whatnot, but if you see us go live on Monday from now on, that is why. So don't be surprised. With that being said, man, we had the Natty last night. It was Indiana Hoosiers versus the Miami Hurricanes. The Indiana Hoosiers came out on top. They are the second team to go 16-0 behind Yale in 1930 whatever. But man, I would say it's been an impressive run by Indiana. Nobody expected Indiana started the season to be where they're at now. So hats off to them, but also hats off to Miami. But just to start off, man, what's your thoughts on the game and where college football is at right now?
It was a good game, good ass game. I think I seen a lot of people going at Fernando about all the RPOs and shit that he threw, but I was watching the edges or the two edge rushers, Bain and I don't know the other dude name, and yeah, bro, and I don't blame them for that game plan because every time he held on to that ball, bro, he was getting sacked. So I thought it was a good game plan, get the ball out quickly, and I mean it came down to eighth year senior my Carson Beck to come win the game, couldn't get it done, but man, two great teams. Those are definitely the best two teams in college football for sure.
Yeah.
it's a great game. I just think it's crazy what we saw Indiana do in 2 years. Like I think it's the greatest turnaround maybe in sports, a 2 year turnaround. Like Indiana was never good in football. They showed a stat last night that out of 136 teams, Indiana's win percentage ranks 125th in football. So like a historically bad program. Like Kurt Signetti came in, took over year one, made the college football playoff, and then obviously this year wins it all. And then the huge story of like no 5 stars, all that type of stuff. Like in today's climate of college football, like he was able to build a team and a lot of buy-in. Like obviously Fernando Mendoza is the guy, but I mean just collectively, man, like their running back is a stud. Like their receivers, like they didn't have like a huge game breaker receiver, but they had a lot of dudes who just are consistently catching the football, making contested catches, things like that. And then defensively, I mean, they get after the quarterback, they make plays on the ball. They're just fun to watch, man. And I think it can't go understated what we witnessed with Indiana. Like Signetti called his shot. He said, "I win. Google me." 2 years later, national championship. Like it's unreal, and it's cool to see.
Yeah, Big Ten on top, but we already knew this. I know we had that conversation earlier before the season started, and I said there are no kings of college football just due to the new NIL landscape. But I mean, when you got three straight winners from the Big Ten, I don't see how you could argue that point. Because I mean, they're winning in the Natty, they're winning bowl games collectively as a conference. So it's really hard to argue against them not being the kings of college football currently. So that's another thing that I took away just from college football season in general.
Yep. And they have
Uh, I asked this question in the group chat yesterday, but do you feel like Miami and Indiana were undoubtedly the best two teams in college football this season? Or do you feel like there was another team, or do y'all feel like there was another team that was more deserving to be there on that stage? Because
I don't
sometimes we
think
do get that mismatch.
I don't think they're more deserving because most times it's not about being the best team. We've seen TCU play Georgia go to the Natty, right? And TCU was just the hottest team at that point when they beat Michigan, right? Miami, I really like how Miami is built. I still don't know if they was the second best team in the nation. I think Indiana was clearly the best team, but I think even though Miami beat Ohio State, there's still an argument. It's like, okay, if they played three times, would they win two out of three, right? So I do think there's also a momentum piece of it. Like Miami just struck hot late, and I wouldn't have put my money on Miami being the second best team going into the CFP, but they definitely impressed me. I wasn't really too high on Cristobal as a head coach, especially with all the mishaps that they had in previous seasons. I wasn't sure about Carson Beck leading them to a national championship, but once again they impressed me. Mark Fletcher, I didn't really hear from him till the CFP. Even Malachi Tony, I'm sure they went off all season. And I probably just wasn't as tuned in as I should be. But just knowing those two guys, and I've heard of Ruben Bain, but the rest of that defense, I did not know they was coming like that. You know, when we saw them lose to SMU, I was like, oh shoot, yeah, they lost to SMU. They're not going to the CFP, but maybe it's the thing that saved them from even making the CFP because they would have had to play the ACC championship, and maybe they lost there. Maybe they would have pushed Notre Dame then. But shout out to Miami and shout out to Indiana.
I think
Definitely.
I think there's a bigger question that needs to be asked. Maybe not. Maybe this could be clickbait, but like, has Kurt just surpassed Nick Saban? Like, I feel like he got to, bro. Like what he's done, I feel, in my opinion, is greater than what Nick Saban has done at Alabama, LSU, bro. Like you mentioned, whoever mentioned it, Johnny mentioned it, bro. Indiana has not won, I think, more than 6 games, 5 games in a season in like over 20, 60 years. I don't fucking know ever. And he came in and did that shit twice, and then on top of that, went undefeated, ran through some of the best in college football, established programs in Ohio State, Oregon, Miami, and he did that with JMU players, transfer players. You know what I'm saying? No 5 stars. You would almost call these guys like throwaways from other Division 1 colleges, bro. And he came in and did that shit. Like, I don't think there's anything that Saban's done. Like, yes, he has multiple championships, but like, bro, it's never been to like this level. Like, in my opinion, that's why I said before he even won it, if he does win it, he might surpass him just off of that alone. I could be alone, and I'm fine with that, but that was one
No,
of the
you
biggest
alone, brother.
coaching.
You are on an
Yeah,
island by
I'll t-
Yeah,
I'll
yourself.
it's,
t-
it's
I'll
got to
take
take more.
I'll take
It's
that. I'll take that, bro. 16-0 against that field. You know what I'm saying? Even playing field. Everybody can pay their players now. Like, I'll take that, bro. We ain't seen that. I don't think we ever gonna see that shit again, bro.
it's the best 2 seasons we've seen a coach do. I think. Like, you're not gonna find a better 2 season stint than what we just saw. Like that was, and to go undefeated on top of that, and beat all those teams you just said. Um, yeah, but like Saban, you can't beat that, man. Like even Signetti said, like he did 1 year on Saban's staff, and he said that 1 year uh, made him ready to be a head coach. He said it tied everything together for me being around Saban, and then that's kind of when he went on his journey to be a head coach. But yeah, you can't pass Saban up.
It needs time. It's not like it's impossible, right? But it needs time. Like Kirk Cincinnati, if he continues to do this with Indiana, yes, now we could enter a conversation. But with Saban, I think it's the fact that the 2010 was yours. Yes, you lost a couple, but the 2010s like was your decade, and it's hard to have like multiple championships in general, right? As a coach, this man controlled a whole decade, right? Whether he was in the championship, lost in the championship, in the CFP, lost in the CFP, like all of those things, right? And no, it wasn't in Indiana. No, it wasn't that caliber. But at the same time, not only did you go through that, but you are producing coaches. Like coaches are coming like and learning from you. Like you're kind of like the Godfather. And the final four of the CFP all came under like Saban. They ran into Saban some sort of way. Dan Lanning was learning from Saban, and then he went with Kirby, right? Kurt Signetti, he had that 1 year. The Ole Miss coach, right? He was under Saban for a little bit. And then, I mean, even Ole Miss old coach Lane Kiffin, OC under Saban, and then I'm blanking on the Mario Cristobal,
Cristobal.
right? He
Mhm.
was under Saban. So I think it's not only the quality of championships that you have, but the quality of coaches and successful coaches. You don't just have coaches just coming out here and then okay, they're doing this, doing that. But coaches, and you see, it's a true blueprint of how these coaches are running their programs, and it's working. So I just think it takes time. Who says that? Shanahan and whoever the DC is and whoever they got coming after them can't make it work. I just think it needs time.
I've seen enough. You don't need no time from me, bro. Nigga, Indiana. We talking about Indiana here. We ain't never talked about Indiana before, bro. That's like I said. That's just me personally, though. But
I hope he goes to NFL. Raiders. Hire that man, man. Hire that man. Get him in Mendoza for the next 10 years.
it's crazy. It's crazy how they were speaking on Indiana last year once they got blown out by well, it wasn't really a
They lost.
blowout, but it wasn't a blowout, but it wasn't close. You know what I'm saying? But like everybody was talking about like, oh, we should stop almost like we should start giving these teams sympathy for having semi good years and putting them in the playoffs, and then for them to just do that 180. I think a lot of people had to what I'm saying, eat their words on that, bro, because they was real loud when they lost, and they were advocating for other teams to jump, despite record, just going off of prestige of a conference or whatever, that they should jump such and such, which brings a bigger story. But I feel like for them to go from that to where they're at now, I just don't see what he can do to do anything better. I mean, yeah, win another championship, but it's just like I feel like he's at the highest of the highs right now. Like it can't get no better than that.
Yeah, I think it's once again you're comparing a season or even two seasons to a career. Like even with Dirk, Dirk
I
might
mean,
have
you
Dirk
could
might.
look back at his previous stops too, though. Like
No,
James
I get it.
Madison is a powerhouse. Well, I won't say powerhouse. Let me stop there. But James
They were in
Madison,
the FCS though.
yeah, and then now they playing Oregon, in the college football playoffs. They got smacked, but they put up a better fight than some of the you know powerhouses, the FBS, the other FBS teams that we would expect to have better games in the playoffs. They put up a better fight against them than you know what I'm saying. So you got to look at this blueprint from JMU. I don't know too much about IUP. But he was successful there. But he's had a pretty good career turning terrible programs into something. So
Miles, you got anything to add on to that?
Yeah, shout out to Kurt. Did the impossible, man.
Mhm.
Great input, but but I did want to ask a couple of questions regarding that. First off, like how do you feel like this is kind of like a one and done thing with Indiana, right? Whether Kurt moves on or whatnot, like just a three-part question here. Do y'all think, or two-part, do y'all think Indiana's done? In the next 5 to 10 years, can you see them winning another championship? And then second, do you see Kurt? How long do you see Kurt staying at Indiana? Obviously, he signed an extension for about 7 years or so, and he's getting some good money, but obviously extensions don't mean a lot because he can always move on. So, just that two-part questions to y'all.
I seen an interview of him. I mean, he said never. I would never say never to the NFL, but college football is like where his desire is. So I don't see him leaving college football. As far as Indiana, I don't see him leaving there either. I mean, you had a prime chance to leave or have the door open, the opportunity to leave middle of the season when that Penn State job opened, and he signed that extension. I just feel like that's who he is. That's what he wants to do. His track record shows he's not going to chase the biggest school. So it's like, why if you built something, bro, why leave it? And I do see them winning. I won't say winning, but they'll definitely. That's not the last time they will play in a national championship in the next 5 years either.
It's hard, man. It's hard to sustain that type of excellence in today's climate of college football. Like it's a year to year game. Like Indiana's football team is gonna look totally different next year. So it's just gonna be a test to Signetti and his staff. If they could put the right pieces together again, and it's just gonna be year after year. That's just what it is now. So I don't think they're done. Um, do I think they're gonna win it again next year? Probably not. Um, but they're gonna be good as long as he's the head coach. They're gonna be all right. They're gonna be in the top three in that Big Ten, up there with I think Michigan's gonna be back, and then obviously you got Ohio State, Oregon. I mean, there's 4 or 5 teams that are always gonna be up there, and I think Indiana's gonna be one of them. So
College football is all about the money nowadays, man. So I think if Indiana can get on that page with getting them big guys in by paying them out, I definitely think that they could be a long lasting college football program that we seen like Alabama grow into right when Nick Saban stepped on campus. I seen last night. I seen Mark Cuban. We all know the billionaire, former owner of the Dallas Mavericks, sitting in the stands. So, and he just so happened to be an alumni of Indiana. So, if you got guys like that advocating for your school, putting money back into it, I think their future is very bright. Definitely, yeah, very bright.
So, it's going to be interesting. I think, like Johnny said, like with Signetti on your side, like they're going to be fine, right? It's hard to say because it was hard to say Indiana was going to win it this year before the season started, right? And maybe even while the season was going. But for some reason, it's hard for me to say Indiana will win it again. But once again, if you got somebody to steer that bus, that train, I think Cincinnati is the right person, and they arguably is going to have their best talented or most talented QB coming in this year with Hoover from TCU. I've seen him a couple of times this year, and his arm talent is pretty crazy. So, the obviously you had Rourke last year, you got Mendoza this year. Both of those guys got drafted, but Hoover could be more talented than both of them. So it's going to be interesting. They got Nick Marsh from Michigan State, who's
Boy,
pretty highly touted and he's pretty good, right? Um, I'm I'm sure they got some. I think they got some other guys in the portal too, but they do got some guys leaving, right? That left tackle who's pivotal for that O line is going to be gone. The cornerback, I'm pretty sure he's going to be going to the NFL. They have a couple of good people in the front seven. Kamara, that linebacker. They had a couple of linebackers actually. So it should be interesting. Their defense is probably what I'll worry about most because that defense was doing great all year. So if they have a lot of turnaround there, it'll be interesting to see where they're at. But offensively, I'm not worried about it.
yeah. I low key forgot about that Michigan hire at head coach, bro. Like that's damn near one of this like better hires of the coaching cycle. Like, and it's probably he's not as big name as like a Lane Kiffin, but I mean, if you kept up with Kyle Whittingham, I think is his last name, what he's done at Utah over the years, I forgot about that shit, bro. He about to. I ain't gonna say he gonna turn him around because they won a championship 2 years ago, but like they about to be in the mix. And they said something crazy. Like he was doing an interview and he was telling Urban Meyer that freaking Bryce Underwood they didn't even have a designated QB coach for this dude. And like
Hmm.
I just find that crazy for a coaching staff. You're gonna pay all this money to an incoming freshman, have him play as a true freshman, and then not even have like a quarterback coach for him, like to help him develop throughout the season. So, like that makes so much sense as to why he looked the way he looked. Like because he didn't look like no 5-star true freshman. How we'd expect a 5-star quarterback to look like. He still looked like he was playing in high school, but I think when Kyle gets him right, gets the right coaching around him, the defense I ain't worried about. He's always been known, like Utah's always been known for their good ass defense. So if you get the Michigan assets or the pipeline and whatnot, Michigan about to be a problem. So yeah, the Big Ten looking real scary now.
They also got the addition of Matt Campbell, and if anybody paid attention to Matt Campbell at Iowa State, he
Yeah.
been keeping them afloat. Obviously, Brock Purdy, David Montgomery, Brees Hall. He had a bunch of receivers through his campaign, so they've always been relevant. Some years they drop off or not, but I think he's going to have better talent at Penn State. It'll be interesting. Do any of you who do y'all think will have more success through their tenure? Matt Campbell with Penn State or winning him in Michigan?
I like Kyle. I like Kyle.
I'll go Matt Campbell just because I think he's going to be there longer. I don't know how long Whittingham's going to coach for.
You got anything, Mom? Not, it's all right. You don't have to make
Yeah.
nothing up.
I was just gonna say, give me Matt, man. Shoot, wasn't he the former coach of the Panthers, right? So I mean, he has something.
No, no,
No,
no.
no.
You think
That's
of
Matt
Matt
Rule.
Rule.
Ah, see, yep, nope, I'm good, bro. College football, I ain't been tapped in, man. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Nah, it's all good.
NFL, we on it.
Just going back to Indiana real quick. I want to name some teams, and you let me know if you rather have Indiana or that other team that I am about to name. So, are you going with Indiana or last year's national champions, Ohio State?
Ohio State. Oh wait, like are we just going off of like the team overall, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
or this, oh yeah, Ohio State. That's not
I'll
even.
take Indiana.
Yeah,
Basically, who
nah,
will win?
Ohio State, man.
Oh, who would win?
Yeah.
Shit. Ohio
I thought
State.
I thought Ohio State's team this year was better than last year.
Not offensively though. Offensively, they had a Mecca with Jeremiah and Carnell. You had Travion and Quinshawn.
Mhm.
Yeah, nah, that offense was loaded last year. Give me the.
You got any of them, Mom?
I picked Ohio State. Give me Ohio State.
Are you going with Indiana or 2019 champion LSU? Or was they 2020?
Nah,
LSU.
yeah,
LSU.
LSU.
LSU? All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Indiana or Trevor Lawrence led Clemson?
I'll take Indiana.
Yeah, give me Clemson.
Yeah, I'll take Indiana.
Indiana or Stetson Bennett, and it could be either Georgia team. Led
Indiana.
Georgia.
Give me Georgia.
I'll take Indiana.
Indiana or Jalen Hurts slash Tua led Alabama when they beat Georgia that year.
I'll take
That's
That's
Bama.
Saban's
very.
coach. Give me Bama.
Yeah.
Who you say,
I'll
Jamie?
take. I'll take Indiana.
With Devontae Smith. Who
Devontae,
else do they
Judy,
have?
Ruggs, Calvin Ridley.
Was that their only championship with like the Tua
Yep.
squad? I feel like that was a very underperforming Alabama team, bro, for what they had outside of that freshman year of Tua and Devontae. Wait, did they not win it in 20 in the pandemic?
Clemson the next year.
That was the with the when Devontae won. Nah, oh, that was Mac Jones that won it. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, give me
Yeah, Mike
Indiana.
Jones won it.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Indiana or 2016. No, sorry, 2014 Ohio State with Ezekiel Elliott, Cordell
Shit.
Jones. Michael Thomas.
Indiana.
I'll
Give me
take that
Indiana.
Ohio State team. Isn't there Bosa?
Yeah, Bosa.
Yeah,
Oh, Joey. Yeah, I forgot.
they were nasty. And then Denzel Ward too.
I think he was later on.
Not
Oh,
yeah,
was he?
he probably later on.
2014.
Wait,
No. 2016? I'm capped. Never mind.
not 2014.
Nah, I don't think Denzel Ward was.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm looking right now.
Denzel might have been like a year. Like he might have been like 18,
Nah, he
17.
wasn't on that team. He was drafted in 2018. I
Yeah,
think he was.
okay.
I'm pretty sure we played Denzel. No, we didn't.
They might have had Marshawn Lattimore on that team, right?
Nah, that sounds more.
Marshawn, yeah, probably because he was 2017 draft, so he might have been a freshman. Let's see who was on. All right, this one's for Miles. Indiana or Florida State? Jameis Winston.
Give me Florida State, man. Come on. All day. Crab legs.
What y'all going with? Florida State, Indiana?
Indiana.
So it's so.
Mm,
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, you straight, bro. I'm Florida State with that one.
So is from the sounds of it, right? And I didn't go to any other crazy Nick Saban's team, but are y'all for sure put Indiana since 2010 at a top five team?
Got to.
Yeah,
I mean, they
yeah.
went 16-0.
I can't.
You say you
I
can't?
can't. I
Why?
think they're a well coached team. I think they're a great coach team. I mean, obviously, but talent wise, compared to those other teams, I think they were greatly coached and they had an amazing amount of talent. So I think that just kind of puts them ahead. But that's just me.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Anybody want to go against that or y'all straight?
16-0, man. With I don't know what you're trying to say about their talent, but you don't just go 16-0. You can have the greatest coach and not go undefeated now.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
would I would say this, right? From a productivity standpoint, it's been a down year, right? And we that could go from Heisman to even the top quarterbacks that were being hyped to not performing well. And this is nothing against Indiana, but I do think just from a production standpoint, it's been a down year. Now, Indiana's been doing their part, right? Producing very well, one of the top offenses and top defenses. So I don't want to like diminish anything that Indiana does, but I do want to state the fact that it's been a down year just all around college football, just because the production that we're used to seeing, and maybe defenses are just that much better, right? Um, but it is crazy to see. I'm not crazy, but that is a little bit of a change.
You're not playing Chattanooga week one or in the middle of the season. I'll tell you that.
Excuse me. So, um, anything else? I'll keep on that movement.
Nah, we could move on. Shout out to
Um,
the Big Ten.
Shout out to the Big Ten. I was wrong. I'll admit that. I said I'm a big advocate for SEC, but SEC's been not up to par. So, shout out to the Big Ten. Moving on to the NFL, it's been a wild couple of games. I would say two of the four games was very good. One was very not so good. But we don't have to talk about that one, of course. But Miles, I'll give you the floor. Let's talk about the Patriots, man. They beat the Texans. They did exactly what you said they were going to do. Defense is going to come through and create some turnovers, and Drake May was going to make enough plays. How you feeling?
I feel great, man. I'm on the cloud. And once I got that report after that Broncos Bills game that Bo Nix will be out for the rest of the playoffs, I'm a very happy camper, man. It means that basically the AFC Championship is up for grabs at this point. But going back on the game, bro, it played out like you said, just exactly how I imagined it. Defense creating turnovers. I think we had 6 turnovers that game. What 4 interceptions by C.J. Stroud. Crazy, man. And I think the weather played a huge factor into it. Texans play in a dome, so probably C.J. Stroud just wasn't ready for it. But I love the fact, like watching that game, I seen the New England defense take that man's confidence away from him mid game. He was walking to the sidelines with his head down, sad puppy dog face. Like the entire, like after the first quarter, he started to act like that, and it from that point on, like just reading body language, we knew the game was over. It was ours to take. So, shout out to the New England defense. Zach Kerr stepping up big time, man, on the play calling defensive side. Like I said, and I'm just happy as a fan, man.
That's what's
I
up.
don't
All right, go ahead.
I don't think you could write the Broncos off though. Um, for this game, they're at home. They still have a great defense. Um, and Jarrett Stidham is not some bum backup quarterback either. Um, you remember his little quick stint with the Raiders? His first game starting against was against the Niners when they had a top defense, and he went off. He had a great game. So um, they got really no film on him that they could go off of. They don't know what the offense is really gonna look like. Um, I expect Denver to start fast, and then when you can start fast at home, get the crowd behind you, it's gonna be tough for New England. I think starting off, so it'll be interesting to see if or not Bo Nix, but Drake May uh, has some toughness and some resilience because I think it's gonna be tough in that first quarter, first half. It's gonna be close. You just got to stay the course and do the exact opposite of what CJ Stroud did and not just don't mess it up, man. Don't turn it over. It's okay to punt the ball. And you can win this game 13-10, I think. So
Yeah.
To your
Yeah.
point, Johnny, I'll just say this: you say there was no film on Jarrett Stidham, and you remember him as the Raiders quarterback, but I remember him as the Patriots backup, and that man was buns there, and he will be buns in Denver. The biggest thing for me coming into that matchup, like you said, Drake May just don't play like a deer in headlights. He's played, but one thing I will say is you got to give a hats off to him because he's played against some of the top defenses in the NFL on this playoff run right now. And so pressure is something that he's been facing game in, game out. Our line isn't great, so he will be facing that this Sunday. But one thing I will say is Drake May, he knows when to find the right receivers. Our receivers do make plays. Shout out to Kayshawn Booty. Uh, if y'all know, right? But
What you say in the group, Ma?
I say he's the GOAT. And
No, 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 no,
hey,
no, no,
that,
no,
that
no.
corner y'all was hyping up, Derek
What
Stingley.
you said this morning?
Hey, I love me some booty, man. Come on now. Hey, no Diddy, but hey, my boy Booty good in my book, man. Come on, man. But I
Hey
will.
man,
That's crazy statement.
that is wild as fuck, bro.
Hey,
That is crazy.
respect to that man though. He's a dog, and he was a slept on draft pick coming out of LSU. So the fact that he's able to, make a new name for himself and be playing like this in the playoffs, bro, it's amazing feat. So yeah, we hot, we winning.
I would say he stepped up big in that game. Especially against them corners, Stingley. Like I was just giving high praise to Stingley, and I still think those are the best two corners in the game. Or I mean duo. Let me not say best two corners. They're the best corner duo in the game. But Booty showed up the way he was supposed to, and that was very impressive. I'm not sure if they had any overlap at LSU, but I'm sure it was pretty fun to kind of match up again. More fun for Booty than Stingley, of course, but it was crazy how they would just make it up a stat for anything. When Booty caught that pass one handed, he said, "This is his first one handed catch of his career." It's like, first of all, like who's keeping up with stats like that, bro? Like, relax. But I would say, man, I don't want to see Jarrett Stidham in the Super Bowl. So I'm kind of rooting for y'all, but it's like dang, like I'm not at the same time because the Patriots had too much. I just don't want to see Jarrett Stidham in Super Bowl. So
I think I'd hate to try to burst your bubble, but like obviously we knew what the Texans were. We seen that against Pittsburgh. Great defense, terrible offense. That's exactly what we seen against y'all. Terrible offense, great defense. My thing is with the Patriots right now. is yes, y'all won the game. I'd be concerned for the same reasons I was concerned for the Texans offense. Like Drake May, I think he has 6 fumbles in 2 games, lost three. And someone mentioned Broncos got a great defense. I think there's gonna be some pressure on Drake, man, because it's like imagine if he lost three more or two more of those fumbles. There was one fumble that he lost or that they got back, and I think at the 5 yard line.
Yeah, Texas should
If
have
the
got
if Texans pick that up, that's 7 points. You know what I'm saying, and that changes the game. So the turnovers is still a problem for me because I think he's had a pick in every game, and he's had multiple fumbles in every game. And when you got to go against guys like Nick Benito, I don't know who's on the other side of Nick Benito, but man, I think you really got to be on your A game because I feel like Sean Payton could coach Stidham to the point of like, just don't fuck up, don't make no mistakes, don't fuck this up for us. Like we're gonna try to do everything we can on defense to keep it as low scoring as possible. They possibly might get J.K. Dobbins back. R.J. Harvey's been balling, so I won't write the Broncos off just yet. And I think Drake is probably the biggest game. It is the biggest game of his NFL career. So I haven't seen enough for me to be like to comfortably take the Patriots just from for that sole reason. Like I ain't gonna say turnover machine yet, but it's not looking too great in the turnover category for Drake May right now, which is concerning a little bit to me because I don't think that's a flip you could just switch. He's an aggressive player. He likes to run the ball. We've seen he got poked out by Daniil Hunter on one of his carries. Like he's loose with it. And so I'm pretty sure they preaching that in the Broncos defensive room. Like the ball is going to be on the ground at least twice or at least once. We got to grab it and change the game. So it'll be interesting to see how he operates against the defense in that game, especially on the road in altitude. Um, I think it'll be a good one.
Historically, we don't play great in Mile High Stadium as the, for the Patriots. But one thing I will say, I'll agree with ball protection. Got to protect that ball. I think that's one of the things I was preaching last week. Whoever protects the ball more is going to end up winning the game. Second thing is shutting down the run, which we've been doing great all postseason, all season long. And Jared Stidham's not. If we have to force Jared Stidham to beat us with his arm, I think I'll take my chances against that. I'll take my chances all day with Jared Stidham dropping back in that pocket because we're going to be putting pressure on him all night, which we've been doing all postseason. And Jared Stidham, I just feel like you're a backup, dude. You're a backup for a reason. So
He
you're
got
not reading
nothing
the
to
defense that
lose.
great.
He got nothing to
Hey,
lose though, bro. Like,
we this ain't
hey, he
Nick
got
Foles, brother. This ain't Nick
it
Foles.
could very well be though. Like he know he a backup. Like every backup's dream is to get a starting role, and it's the perfect game to do it. And what's the worst that's gonna happen if he fucks up? He about to be a backup somewhere else. Like so, the way he played against us in the Niners, he played like a man. Yeah, had nothing to lose. He was loose. He was slinging it around. You know what I'm saying? And I it didn't get him a starting role, but I feel like that's the type of aggressiveness he's about to play with. Like precaution, or that's not even a word that I'm about to try to say, but he's going to be precautious in terms of where he throws the ball. But I think I ain't gonna say he's gonna light y'all up, but like he ain't gonna be playing like no fucking like Sam Darnold. He's not playing like that. That is the most conservative quarterback play you'll ever see in the playoffs. He's gonna be the complete opposite because at the end of the day, he's trying to get a starting job somewhere. There's jobs to be had in the NFL right now at the quarterback position. So I don't think you're gonna be playing like no hoe. So
Yeah,
it might catch y'all off guard too. I might be
I like
preparing
your
for that,
faith.
but it's not faith. I'm just saying, like, what does he have to lose as a career backup? Like, he has everything to gain in this situation. So I feel
I
like
think this
for
is
the
a
next,
big moment for him, man. Broncos first time back in this situation since what 2016, 2017. As a backup quarterback, man, your starter goes down. You find out literally like you only have 7 days to figure it out, and I just don't think Jared. I mean, hey, you never know. But I will say we got defense too. Y'all talking about Broncos defense. Patriots got defense.
y'all do,
We got
y'all
that
do,
too.
y'all do.
Is isn't Nick Foles the last backup that started against y'all in the playoffs?
He was. Now I don't know. Actually, I don't know for sure, but I do remember Nick Foles lighting us up.
Nah,
Yeah,
y'all made the playoffs. Didn't y'all make it max rookie years?
yeah. We got stomped by the Bills, I believe.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying that they played against a backup.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Mm,
shit. Hell yeah, probably.
yeah,
But
it was Nick Foles. That
I
dude.
just I don't see him. I just don't. I know you're happy that he's a backup, but like I'm telling you, like don't be surprised. First three plays, pass, pass, pass down the field, bro. Like that's a game they're gonna have to win it. Like they can't be conservative and they gotta go get that motherfucker, bro. So
Another thing
I
about
like that.
Denver that can limit them is their receivers. Do we know if they're Franklin? I know he was out last game. What was it, Pat Bryant? He had a concussion. Like if he don't have those weapons, it's going to be tough. Like J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, I know you said R.J. Harvey was heating up, but he put the ball on the ground twice last week. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
you still got overlap with him, but you know.
Yeah. But speaking of that, man, the Broncos, they came off the bye and they beat Josh Allen, who was going to be or who was proclaimed the best quarterback in the playoffs. Obviously, you have Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow all out. So this was supposed to be Josh Allen's year, but he didn't get the job done. So do y'all feel like, man, as much as Josh Allen has gone through, he's just not that guy to win a Super Bowl for you?
I don't see how you could come away from that thinking anything else right now. I mean, I'm not saying trade him, but like you gotta throw him in that category of just people that can't get it done in the postseason. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl. I mean, if that's how we judging quarterbacks nowadays, which I get, but I don't think it's fair. Then you gotta judge him. You gotta throw him in there with everybody else that has struggled to get to that big game. So
He's that guy. He still is that guy. Um, I still don't understand why they fired McDermott. It still doesn't make sense. And then they promote the GM when they have an awful roster. I mean, receivers are garbage. They have an average tight end. You do have a good running back. You have a few good offensive linemen. Defensively, I mean, it's just, I mean, they signed Bosa, and that was their premier free agent signing. The roster's horrible. So I don't understand what they're trying to do. Um, I mean, he's still that guy. He's still that guy,
not in the
but
postseason.
just not right now. Just not right now.
And
what
my
what's
thing,
the excuse, man? What's the excuse?
my thing is, I hear about not having weapons and whatnot. And if you don't want to have James Cook, that's fine. I get it. He's a running back, can only do so much. But it's like he had Stephon Diggs, a premier wide receiver one, and whatever happened to that relationship, it happened. But Stephon Diggs is out of there, and then the whole year after Stephon Diggs is gone, they're parading around the fact that like, oh, it's nice when everybody in the offense gets to eat, and we're not solely reliant on one person. So like in my eyes, I can only assume this is what he wanted, bro. Like he ain't want a go to wide receiver. So I can't say like he don't got no weapons when it sounded like this is what he wanted the whole time. So I can't use that as an excuse as to why they're flaming out in these situations because it's not the weapons' fault that at the end of half the man fumbled the ball and gave up 3 points. That's a quarterback error right there. It's not the weapons' fault that he overthrew. I ain't gonna say it was a game-winning touchdown, but it would have got them was inside the 5 or the 10 to make a decision. I think it was Dawson Knox. Like sometimes it's just on the quarterback. And there's other games where, like the couple years ago against the Chiefs, where he left the field with 13 seconds in the lead. Obviously, that's not on him, but we got to be able to be like, hey, Josh, 4, 5 turnovers, bro. That ain't it, bro. That's not him activity. That's not MVP level activity that we needed from you. We didn't need Superman today. Like we just needed our fucking quarterback to do the simple shit, hold on to the ball, make the throws. But I think the criticism has to be it has to go both ways. You know what I'm saying? When he does great, we always say it. When he does bad, we gotta be okay with saying that shit. Like he lost him the game, and it is what it is at the end of the day. buckle up for next year because now you're gonna have Patty coming back. We're gonna see what happens with the Bengals and the Ravens. Like this was his one opportunity to get to at least the Super Bowl with none of the main people that was knocking him out, and he just didn't get it done. I think he knew that. That's why he was crying. Like I ain't gonna knock him for crying. Everybody gonna cry after a tough loss, but I don't remember him crying after any playoff loss. I feel like he knew this was the opportunity to finally get there, and he blew it.
And to your point, Aaron, like you named those three teams, but you got fresh blood. Like they getting a taste of what the playoffs is like, and shoot, Justin Herbert, he got Mike McDaniel now. Like we gonna see what that looks like. If he don't kill with Mike McDaniel, we taking Justin Herbert off the top. Top,
you got
top
you got you got you got to you got to
I'm
you
telling you
got
that
to.
right now. But you got Justin Herbert. You obviously Drake May. He's doing this thing right now. Bo Nix, he's just getting a little taste of it. Like you got a lot of people that's new to it. Trevor Lawrence, that's new to the scene. And now, of course, it's not his first playoff game, but he's getting more reps. He's getting more experience in those moments. So not only you got the older guys and the more vets that you had to face every year get coming back, but it's not like it's going to be a lot of new guys in those situations. So even CJ Stroud, if he bounce back and be the CJ Stroud of old in those playoff games, they're going to do very well, especially with that defense. So this was his year. I mean, honestly, yes, the defense, you gave up a bunch of points, but Josh Allen gave up a lot of opportunities. I don't know why the OC or this is probably they probably fired Sean McDermott because I don't know why with no timeouts you don't just take it into halftime. And I don't know why Josh Allen you careless with the ball. You know that's been the issue of yours. Like that's that
15
play right
fumbles.
there is the difference of the game. That's 3 points, right? So they, I think their roster compared to the Denver's roster was manageable. Like we're talking about rosters, you can beat Denver, you can beat the Patriots, you can beat all the teams that was going to be in your way. You can beat the Seahawks and the Rams, whoever would have won there. Their roster is not that terrible that you couldn't beat the team that you're playing, right? It's not like we were playing the Chiefs of the old. It's not like we're playing any other teams that was stacked. There was no stacked teams like that, and he blew it.
That's okay, man. Like every great quarterback in the past has fucked up in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like Peyton Manning had his run. Drew Brees had his go before he won a Super Bowl. Philip Rivers never made it. Like it happens. So I mean, it's not out of the ordinary for a top guy to not reach the pinnacle of football eventually. Like, not saying he just now entering the prime thing. What 29, 30? Like he still got some years, but so it's not like over or nothing like that. So maybe it shapes them into a monster and they get over the hump eventually. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to win. That's why it's like hard to judge. Like when we make quarterback rankings and we're basing it off of what they do in the playoffs, bro. Playoffs is a hard. It's not easy to win. Like we just watch like a Tom Brady or a Pat Mahomes make it look easy and just assume that if you're a great quarterback, this shit should be a cakewalk, and it's really just not, bro. Like playoffs is a whole different thing. So it's like I feel like when you come up with these quarterback rankings and we're knocking a Lamar or any other quarterback or Herbert for not you can't be top five because what you do in the playoffs. Like, so then what? If Sam Darnold wins a Super Bowl, we gonna put him in the top five, even though we know he about to get carried. So I just think like the criteria for being a top five quarterback is, I think there's still some question marks around it because I think there's a clear top five in the league, but some of the accolades just won't match up to, you know, to that for them. So but I,
Anything about that, Miles?
Nah, man. Some guys just aren't built to win it all. They could be good quarterbacks, in the regular season, but when it comes to playoffs, not everybody's made for it. It's just it is what it is.
I feel like you can't say that about Josh though. Like I can't see we judging we saying that off of this playoff run, but it's like He had runs where, like I say about Brock Purdy, he left the lead or left the field with the lead, and that's all you could ask for. You gotta the other side of the ball gotta eventually, you know what I'm saying, get a stop. So like when he left the field, 13 seconds left, we thought like, hey, this is it. He got that shit, and then they lost it. So I can't say he not built for the playoffs. When you look at like some of the losses, like it's not on him. Obviously, this loss was on him. Like but I'm not gonna sit here and say he not built for that shit because I think him. I think he built for it. I think Joe's built for it. I think Lamar's built for it. Purdy, like you could tell who. I don't know. I just think that's crazy to say about Josh saying he not
We're
built
not
for it.
talking about Lamar, and we're not talking about Purdy. We're not talking about those guys. We're talking about Josh. Josh turned over the ball too many times.
He
It's the
did,
quarterback's
but
responsibility.
I get that. But I
Hold
can't
on
say
to
he's
it.
not built for the playoffs. Like he's had other great
He's
playoff performances, like C.J. Stroud.
uh,
If you want to say he not built for, I get it. Or Justin Herbert, like Justin Herbert, perfect example. He ain't had a good playoff game yet. You
right,
could say I get that if you like he not built for this shit, cool. But like guys that's performed at a high level already, I can't say that about Josh. Like he's had some solid playoff performances when it mattered, when they needed it.
If
it's
you were
fair.
to if you were to put your money on either of these three winning a championship, who are you putting your money on? Right, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
I gotta see who Lamar
Josh
gets at.
Allen.
I gotta see who Lamar who I gotta see who they get as a coach.
Ain't no whoever you think throughout their career who's going to be a Super Bowl winner, and they said who's the best chance. Don't matter who's around them. Who you putting your money on?
I think it does kind of matter who's around them though. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
like
I get
like I
it,
said,
but
you can be the best talent. Like you can be the best talent out of the three, but like
we
Joe
don't
ain't had a defense. Lamar and Josh ain't had the so-called weapons. I feel like that should matter though. Like, you
but
can't.
we're not going to know what these teams look like throughout the rest of their careers. So, I mean, we could ask this year by year, but once again, by what
If I
you've
wanted to
seen,
pick, if I
how they
wanted to pick
perform,
out of the three, I'd probably pick Lamar though, because he's just a healthy Lamar. If I get the Lamar we just saw, where clearly shit it wasn't right, I don't want that Lamar. I want a healthy Lamar. I feel like he's the most dynamic quarterback in the league, in my opinion. So give me Lamar, but I gotta see what they put around him. Just like how you gotta see what they put around Josh. I seen what happened when you put talent around Joe on the offensive side, and that's maxed out. So I'm cool off of that. Let me see what happens with when you get receiver one. Give Lamar a real receiver one. You know what I'm saying? Zay Flowers is a great guy, but a go-to, that's not a good go-to in my opinion. You need something better than that.
was he top? He was what, top six in yards?
He's Pro Bowl.
No, that's still
Pro
you
Bowl wide
could be
receiver.
a Pro Bowl and still not be the guy. Like,
And Josh Allen got to throw to 37-year-old Brandon Cooks.
Hey, Brandon Cooks was killing. There was a big catch controversy. Do y'all feel like it was the right call
no, it was the
made?
great. Yeah, it was a pick, bro. That's what happened when you keep. I said it. You
That's the
keep trying
right
to catch a
call.
ball. Keep trying to catch a ball with your damn chest, bro. You catch that with your hands, you got a better chance of securing that thing. But nigga always trying to catch it with his shoulder or his chest. And like that ball was gonna be incomplete even if the DB wasn't there. Like the way he caught it up here and he falling to the ground. Like he not holding on to that. I just don't
That
see how you
same
can look at
call.
that. I don't see how you
That
can look
same
at that and
call
be like
cost
that's a
us.
catch.
That same call cost us in New England against the Bills, bro. So that's an interception all day long. I'm surprised they got it right this time. So good to see the officials was on point.
It's funny. They didn't waste no time either. They was like, y'all not finna review this. And, nah.
God,
Ain't nothing to review, bro. That nigga, he ain't had the ball for a second on the ground, bro.
they said
That's the crazy
catch.
part. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Good call.
Well, going over to the NFC side, we got two NFC West matchups with the Rams and the Seahawks. But before we get to that, just the thoughts on the Bears and the Rams game, and if you have any thoughts on the Niners and the Seahawks game. Just wanted to, if y'all wanted to bring up anything, I thought Caleb Williams, he's been Caleb Williams all year, right? He have a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and there was times he looked like the better QB um, in that matchup, right? Obviously, Matt Stafford been killing all year, MVP candidate. He has a high chance of winning it, but Caleb Williams looked like the better quarterback until that
Nah, he
last
did.
play.
That's not
Um,
even his fault though. I don't blame that on him.
Mhm.
but until that point, right? And it's crazy how you come up with a bunch of miracle plays, right? You had that one play against excuse me, against the Packers that was fourth and whatever, right? And then he had this play that goes to the tight end, which I don't know what the DB was looking for. I don't know if he got pushed or anything, but it looked like the DB thought the ball was going to be short, and the tight end was like, "Okay, cool, like no contest." So
He's
it's just
watching the snowfall.
it's crazy how he comes up with these miracle moments, but he also comes up with moments where you have turnovers, you're a little careless, and maybe that just comes with experience. But does that do you get a better feel that Caleb's going to be a problem, or a problem in a good way or bad way, out of that game, out of these playoffs?
I don't think he didn't look like the better quarterback at any point in that game. I don't know if we was watching two different games, but me personally, Matt Stafford was clearly the best quarterback. I think Caleb just had a better moment that we're struck by because that fourth down throw was insane. But it's the things that's played Caleb all season though. Like you make these great plays, but it's the simple plays that you continue to miss, which is what we see in his completion percentage, under 60%. It's like hit the easy throws. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. That's one. That's year one with Ben Johnson. So there's like something to look forward to down the road. I think that's probably something they try to fix in the off season, bro. Just hit the get the easy shit, the easy completions, and you'd be alright. But
I mean, I okay, I do think he did throw the three picks, right? But I don't think Matt Stafford was making any plays that Caleb wasn't, right? I do think that play was impressive. Go for the touchdown. There was a scramble that he had that I had never seen Caleb run like this ever in my life. Like I'm like, if this is how he's looking on scrambles, like he was looking like a running back. It was actually kind of crazy, right? So I do think there is a point where it's like, okay, he looks better from a talent standpoint, right? Not necessarily.
Matt Stafford, I don't know if it was overtime or the end of the game. Might have been overtime to lead up to that game when the field goal, bro. He had a throw on the opposite hash, and he threw an out route to Devontae Adams, bro, on the seed on the line, bro. Like
Yeah, that was a crazy throw.
That's tough.
it's not as flashy as what Caleb does, but like that's the type of shit Matt Stafford does like every game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm I think it was a crucial third down if I'm not mistaken. But for him to make that throw in that game and that in those in that weather, like bro, like that's I don't think one outdueled the other, but I can't say Caleb outplayed or looked better than Matt Stafford because Matt was throwing some dots, bro.
You gotta give it to Matt. He's the veteran quarterback here. I mean, he got the better weapons, I would say. But I mean, as a Bears fan, man, you weren't even supposed to be here in the first place. So you got a lot to look forward to, especially looking at this playoff run Caleb Williams had, man. I think as a fan of the Bears, you got something to believe in. You got a quarterback. You last play of the game, you were like, okay, I can trust this guy, or I could hope that this guy is going to do something special. And shoot, the majority of the time, I mean, what we've been seeing, he delivers. So ultimately, you got like Aaron said, you got Ben Johnson. I mean, the team's gelling first year. There's only you can only go up from here. So
I got a
hey, it's
question
good.
for y'all though. In that situation, after what Caleb did to make it 17-16, would there be any consideration to go for two? In that situation, you know time's low. I know a lot's on the line, but momentum is heavily swung to your side. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback just made one of the best plays in playoff history, potentially. Is there any thought of going for two at all? in that
I was
situation.
saying they should have. Shit, because how much time was left? 14 seconds.
Yeah, less than
Yeah,
15. I
I
don't
mean,
think
and
Rams had a lot of timeouts either.
the Rams defense was shook after that too. Just right in that moment, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's one of those moments. So like, hey, capitalize off that. You got nothing to lose. You're at home. Like, go for two. You're an aggressive coach too, Ben Johnson. Like that's who you are. You go for it on fourth down all the time. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. You know, but I think they should have went for it. Yeah.
I was actually shocked because they didn't go for it. I'm like, oh, it's Ben Johnson. They're going for it, right? But I think some of the things creep up in his head because they haven't had a lot of success with fourth downs. They haven't had a lot of success. This is going back to when he was the Lions OC, right? All those fourth downs. So I thought it was a good decision to just go for the field goal because, like Johnny said, you had the momentum, right? You got the crowd with you, and the Rams not really doing anything offensively, right? So let's let's see if we can get the ball or see if we can kick whatever you decide to do. And they was in the perfect position to win the game. They got the ball back. They was actually driving. They was building momentum, and then you threw a pick, right? So that was unfortunate. But Ben Johnson plan of, hey, we got the momentum here. One play could cost us to not move on to the NFC Championship. I thought it was a smart move. It's just so happened to be a pick that comes in the result of that because once again, defense started, you got to stop. Offense is working, you got a couple of first downs. You're in midfield. Pick. So it's unfortunate.
I wasn't going for it.
I hate the fact that we're saying the Bears got something to look forward to, Miles, just from that point because it's just always tough to go to the playoffs. It's always tough to get to where you're at. You could ask the Cardinals, right? They got to deal
That's
with
the
us
Lions.
like the Lions was just the NFC Championship game, right? And now they was just the first round bounce, or they got a bye and lost to the Commanders, and now they didn't make the playoffs. And all the teams in that division had a winning record. So if anything, the Bears should have took advantage this year, but they got to go another year of like, dang, okay, you should be hopeful, no doubt about it. This is the best QB you've ever had in your franchise. It's about to be year three. This coach is going to be amazing for you, but nothing's guaranteed in this game of football. So we'll see. Like Johnny said, every season is special to its own, unique to its own. So we'll see.
Got to be an optimist, man. Niners got their ass kicked on last Sunday, man. I know y'all gonna be back. Y'all gonna say y'all gonna be back, man.
We
So
we
it's
got
like,
something built though. Like we got culture built. That's different.
That's
yeah, they
we got our
building that in
ass beat.
Chicago, man. Come
We,
on.
But
uh,
once again, like they got to continue to build. Like we seen so many teams strike hot, and then it's like year 3 or 4, that coach is gone, and now they're rebuilding. Like yes, Kyle Shanahan has. We haven't won the Super Bowl yet, but this man's been amazing throughout his playoff journey. Right, any coach would ask to have as much wins as Kyle Shanahan, as much win percentage as he's had. So we got something built that has over time. We just got to keep going and hopefully get over the hump, which I believe will happen in this tenure. But
Titans is another great example. I mean, your coach had success with Tennessee, who's not really known for success. They have some playoff success. Then they go a couple years. What happened to the Titans? Fired. Not saying that that's gonna happen with Ben Johnson, but that's just how quickly life hits a motherfucking fan base or a team. So, yeah, bro,
so,
it's not
so
easy.
unless you got a Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Andy Reid, I mean even Mike Tomlin, even though he couldn't get over the hump, they was still in the dance. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to continue. The game continue to evolve, and they keep evolving with the game. So a lot of coaches can't do that. I know it's Johnny. Actually, can you talk about that? Like how tough it is to evolve with the game where you've seen things that worked maybe even 3 years ago, but it's not even implemented in today's game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a coach's willingness to adapt to like a lot of the older coaches you see that maybe don't sustain success. A lot of them get stuck in their old ways, and they don't want to change and they don't want to implement new things. Like that's why I like Kyle Shanahan so much, is that dude's always doing something different, and it seems like he's always ahead of the curve. Same thing with McVay, and those guys. Ben Johnson's the same way. Like all those innovative dudes, like that's what football is now. Like, look at Kurt Signetti. He's 62 years old, and I guarantee you, he's not the same coach that he was 5 years ago. I guarantee it. Saban was the same way. So the willingness to adapt. I've been around a lot of coaches who just refuse. They want to stay in their own ways. We've done it this way. This is how I used to do it. This is how coach whoever used to do it, and this is how we're gonna do it. And in today's world, no matter what you do, football or not, uh, if you're not willing to change and adapt to kind of the new ways that we do things, you're just not going to be as successful as you want to. So um, it is really pivotal. And one thing I do want to point out about Caleb Williams that impresses me is like obviously he's a huge athlete, can run all those things, but like one thing I noticed is he's a pass first quarterback, which I can appreciate because a guy like him, he's going to last a lot longer than those mobile quarterbacks that we've seen come before him, who wear down, they get injured, all those types of things. Like he's going to stand in the pocket and he's going to sling the ball. And when it comes down to it, if he has to, he will take off and run. But that's not what he's trying to do. So I wanted to point that out about Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be in that top 10 quarterback ranking for years to come. As long as Ben Johnson's there, they got all these weapons around him. The Bears are going to be just fine moving forward.
Yeah, I'll say one last thing on this, and we can move on. But I'll say, when it comes to building a team, you just need a GM. Or it's really the front office that has to buy in, and we see that with a lot of teams. 49ers, for example. John Lynch, he bought into your team. He believed in Brock Purdy. He paid the man. Y'all put all these pieces around him. Niners are a successful team, even though on paper y'all didn't look like it, but he believes in the coach all the way down. And I think with the Patriots, you see the same thing. When you have a guy when the front office believes in the rest of the team, you get a good output. So I think the Bears got someone in Ryan Bowles or something like that, Ryan something.
Ryan
But
Pauls, yeah.
Ryan Poles, man, who drafted Caleb Williams, and I think he's seeing that return on investment. So the future, that's why I say the future is going to be bright for them because you can invest in a guy like Caleb Williams, and you're going to see results. And you got a great coach as well. So once those things click, man, I think the result is pretty nice.
Before we get into, oh, Aaron, you gonna say something? Okay.
Nah.
Before we get into Super Bowl prediction, our prediction to get to the Super Bowl, I do want to. We have some coaches changing so far. Um, Robert Sala, he went to the Tennessee Titans, or he's finalizing that,
Tripping,
right?
bro.
We got Stefanski, that's finalizing
Tripping.
a deal with Atlanta. John Harbaugh is going to New York with the Giants. Is Johnny Yar still waiting for something? Who is somebody? I know you said Kirk Signetti. Let's say he stays with Indiana. Who is somebody you would like to come and take over the Las Vegas Raiders as your head coach?
First dude I think of, he just did his second interview, was Jesse Minter. He's the DC from the Chargers. He was with Harbaugh at Michigan. He's a guy who the players really speak highly of. Like Derwin James is on record saying like this dude's an alpha. Um, like you get praise like that from the top players in the league. It's easy for me to get on your side, and then just the way his defenses play. Like the Chargers defenses have always been good under him. Michigan always good under him. So he's someone I like to keep an eye on. Another dude who I don't know if he's gonna get a crack at a head job this cycle, but maybe an OC job is Davis Webb. He's the quarterbacks coach for the Broncos. I think he's 30, 31 years old. He's a young dude, but everybody keeps talking about him. He was quarterback in the league, I believe, for the Giants. Had his little cup of coffee and stuff like that. But he's somebody to watch. And I didn't realize this until the other day. The teams that are in the playoffs, their coaches can't interview right now. Is that right?
Um,
Nah,
I think it was like last week they couldn't interview, but they can interview now for sure. Because Robert
Okay,
Saleh, he was doing interviews the week we played the Seahawks.
and that's
gotcha.
why it was fucked up too.
Yeah, but no, those two dudes. Mentor is on my. He's my number one guy right now. And then I like this Davis Webb guy for an OC job.
Man, can we talk about this man? Robert Saleh couldn't have been that thirsty for a head coaching job, bro. Like the Titans, bro. Like, has he not learned? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you can't chase your dreams, but like, I feel like there's certain organizations you just have to read their pattern, and they let a guy like Vrabel go, who was very successful, and
Coach of the
what led.
year.
That's what I'm saying. What led to him being let go? Like obviously they had some down years, but they traded Derrick Henry and AJ Brown. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's already red flag number one. Trading them, and then you let go of Mike Vrabel. Red flag number two. What's the third red flag? They just hired a coach last season and fired him after a year. They didn't even give him a chance to build them. So what makes you think that you're about to be any different? They may give you maybe two or three, but I guarantee you, there's no way Robert Saleh sees the last year of that contract with the Titans, bro. And I hate that for him because he's a hell of a coach. But it's no different from his New York Jets situation, bro. Like he goes in with a rookie QB or a young quarterback, I would say, a good defense that he can make a great defense. But I just don't think he's going to see the success, especially in that division. The Texans taking off, the Jags took off. We know what the Colts looked like before the injury. Like you're already behind the eight ball. And there's no way you could be that thirsty for a head coaching job for you to take the Tennessee Titans offer. Especially like I don't know what the interviews look like for the Steelers or the Ravens or anything like that, but I feel like it would have been better served to stay another year and see what opens up. But the Titans would have been the last spot I would have taken if I was him, bro. Like I would have been a lot more happier for him if he went to the Steelers or the Ravens or even the Brown. I won't say the Browns, but like the like their track record with coaches, that would have got my antennas up. I don't know why he did that shit, bro. But I
I'm
wish
with
him
you
the
on that.
best.
I, I I think one thing that are a couple of things that's going for him, right, is Cam Ward, right? He is something where if you're going to sign somewhere as a head coach, you're not going to choose the Steelers. You're going to want a quarterback. You're not going to choose the Steelers. The Bills
Why?
probably don't.
Wait. Why not though? Like they've shown like you know what I'm saying they not gonna fire you after a year. Like they've only had 3 4 head coaches in their whole
I
tenure.
feel
Like
like going to the
I feel like
Steelers.
there's more security with that. And
Well, I think it's security with success. So I think it depends if he goes in there and he's not. They only had 3 coaches in the last 30 years, and all of them was killing, right? So I'm not saying Robert wasn't going to have be killing like that, but he don't have as much pressure, especially with uncertainty at quarterback, right? They don't have a quarterback
he got
going.
more pressure with Tennessee than he would with the
No, he does
Steelers, bro.
not.
You keep saying he
How?
got a quarterback, but we said the same thing when he had Zach Wilson, and he failed to get a solid offensive core around that. So like I can't. I don't.
How does he have
Take
more
it's good.
pressure going to a team with no expectations with an organization that
For the
only
reasons I
has
stated,
three
bro. They
coaches?
just fired a coach who they hired to a 5 year contract last
That's
year.
not pressure though. Pressure
What
is
you
coming
mean?
to a
That's
uh,
results driven. They're like, if you not winning, you out. They didn't even get a chance to do the chance to build with Cam Ward. Like, what makes you think you gonna be any different? Like, that's how I'm seeing it in my eyes. Like, if they just fired, like same thing with the Cardinals and when they fired their first year coach for Jonathan Gannon, and we thought, oh, Jonathan Gannon must be the guy. And what did they do? Jonathan Gannon's out after 2 years. Like, there's just no time to build what you want to build in the National Football League. And if you go to an organization that's shown that they're not going to be patient with you, why would you do that? I feel like that's pressure right there. Like you got to give some type of result to be like, all right, we could keep you for another year. and it's not going to be, oh, you won, we won 2 games this year. If you win 5 or 6, we'll stick with you long term. Like they'll be like, I probably just bought yourself another year, and then what happens when you dip below 6 wins again? You're out of there. But we know how sorry that offense is, that team is in general. Like that's going to take more than 2 3 years to build. But we're starting to see a lot of success with year one head coaches. The Titans looking at that like we need that, and if you don't provide that, bye. Like we've shown that we'll fire you or we'll fire someone after a year. So I feel like that's pressure within itself.
Yeah, but also once again, like when you go to whoever is the coach of the Steelers, like you have to win because that's the only thing that they've known for the last 20 or so years, right? Everything that we say about the Steelers is there's only been three coaches since Chuck Noll, right? And every coach won a championship. So with Pittsburgh, it's actually championship or bust, right? Mike Tomlin only been there for so long because he won a championship while he was there, and he's never had a losing season. Like imagine going into that, it's like, damn, I can't have a losing season here because this is history we're talking about.
How is it
So
championship or a bust if you ain't won since 2010?
the, that's what the
If you said
Steelers
playoffs are a
are
bust, I
built
get it. But like uh,
because
championship or
they
bust is if
always
you go to
lose.
like the if you go to the Chiefs. If Andy Reid got fired and you go to Chiefs, that's championship or bust. The Steelers is just what can you get us to the playoffs and win a playoff game. That
All right,
that
let's even go there. Playoffs are bust. You got to go to the playoffs to stay here. That is still pressure within itself.
yeah.
So I feel like the Titans, okay, they got rid of this coach. Maybe they was just like, damn, this coach is just ass. Like we don't want to
Makes
move
you
it
think they
forward.
not finna say that about Salah if he
They
asked to,
could,
bro.
they
That's what I'm
could,
saying.
but
That's
to
pressure.
follow,
It's
to
pressure
follow
regard. It's
up my
pressure regardless.
like imagine following up Nick Saban. How much old boy Dobier he went through his second CFP, and Alabama fans still want him gone because he did not impress in the CFP. Like this is year two for him. That's a lot of pressure. Now Mike Tomlin is not on Nick Saban's level, but the Steelers organization is very highly regarded, right? So when once again when you're in that space and the expectation is to win, school every time he expecting them to win every season, every game he want. Like he expecting that. That's all the fan base. That's all the organization. So when you go to yes, they just had this turnover with oh boy, I don't even know the dude's name. Yes, they fucked it up with Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, right? And but when you go into a situation like Pittsburgh, when there's already pressure on you, that's why I'm going to be interested to see who's going to take the Pittsburgh job. Who wants to follow up Mike Tomlin? Because even though he didn't win any playoff games as of late, nobody wants that pressure. So we'll see. And it's nothing. Even so, with Tennessee, you got a quarterback that you could build off of, and their defense is actually good, right?
Takes
Steelers
time.
defense is good, but you don't. Aaron Rodgers, is he coming back? Is he not? Mason Rudolph is your best choice. There's no other QBs coming out of this draft. Nobody wants to go take a job with uncertainty of who your QB is. So
I
I
feel like it's easier to go find a veteran quarterback than it is to build around a second year quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
where are you
And
finding a better quarterback?
I didn't say I said a veteran quarterback.
Oh, so who are you building off of veteran? Because you just tried Aaron Rodgers. You
Well,
don't
if
know
I'm
who.
Robert Sala, I just came from seeing Mac Jones, what Mac Jones looks like with good coaching around him and a good offensive scheme. So I hit up Kyle. We like that, you know what I'm saying? I seen what Kirk Cousins looked like in the last half of the Falcon season. It's not great, but it's better than, you know what I'm saying, a Mason Rudolph or something like that. I'm just saying you'll have I feel like it's easier to succeed doing that going that route than it is to go over to Tennessee and try to build around a rookie quarterback because you know that's going to take time.
But
And
then you got
I
to
don't
give up
think you have a lot of time in Tennessee though. Like
but you got to give up
that's wrong.
assets for that, where you don't have to give up assets. You're just working with the
Yeah,
second
you
year
don't have to give up assets, but you may be gone within a couple years though. That's what I'm saying. You're not
maybe
going.
going
I don't think you.
elsewhere.
They gave him a 5 year contract. I guarantee you, he's not seeing that 5 years with Tennessee. Like That's just especially in today's NFL, where we're seeing year one coaches. If you want to count Mike Vrabel, probably not, but we're seeing him what he's done with the Patriots in year one. We're seeing what Ben Johnson's done with the Bears year one. We're seeing what Dan Quinn did with the Commanders year one. We're seeing all these year one rebuilds get someplace. I'm just saying, if Robert Sala does not replicate that, he's already on a hot seat. That's how I'm feeling. If they did it with the last coach, it makes you he's no different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they only gave him what 2 years in New York, like, and that's with a young quarterback to try to build around the same situation with a solid defense. I don't know. I just think it's he just put himself in the same exact situation. I feel like, in my opinion, I don't know where he stood at in those other interviews, but I I feel like it would have been better for him to just stay put. He would have been one of the highest paid coordinators. He would have got to coach Fred and Nick Bosa and them again. Actually, have a legit shot of winning another or going to a Super Bowl or a deep playoff run. Like, but I just like you that thirsty for a head coaching job that you want to go to this uncertainty with the Tennessee Titans, and it could end in year one. Because who knows? Like, what if there's the next great head coaching? You know, like what we seen with Miami when John Harbaugh got let go. They let go of Mike McDaniel, and Mike McDaniel thought he was cool. Now, granted, they didn't get John Harbaugh, but that's just like, oh shit, like we ain't never seen a coach like this on the market. So, who's to say they won't ditch you for the next guy? And Tennessee's looking like that type of franchise to do some grimy shit like that. So,
I'll say this one last thing that's going for Salah. The Titans got the $100 million in cap space right now, so that is something that is going for them. He probably put that into account. It's like, hey, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this second year QB. We got a decent defense. Jeffrey Simmons is going to be the anchor of my defense, and we got $100 million in cap. Now, whoever he's working with as the GM, they're gonna have to figure that out. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I see why you would choose a place like Tennessee because you feel like you can kind of build your own stuff out. You got that number one pick, as in Cam Ward, who has talent. They just need to have a lot of structure around them, and then we'll see how it goes.
is this the same GM that got rid of Derek and them and AJ?
I think they got rid of
Mm,
him. I
Uh,
think they
there's
just
no
got rid of
way.
him. They brought in the 49ers, like the black dude that was with the 49ers for a little bit. I don't know if he's still there, but I know they brought him there. So that's who hired Aziz and them.
Y'all doing a lot talking about Solid. What happened on Sunday, man? I mean, that's what we need to be talking about. Or Saturday. What happened, man?
BTA.
I tell you, it was BTA, but I think one, you got to credit Seattle's defense. That's a hell of a defense that they got over there. They're young. They're faster than us. They're more physical than us. And then two, I just think injuries finally caught up. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we. That's why I'm not as mad. Like we managed. If this is our floor with the type of season we had, if this is our floor, divisional round loss, I could live with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know what if this team was able to make it this far, 12 wins, divisional round, without a Fred, a Nick, your first round pick, Michael Williams. We did not have, our star wide receiver and Brandon Ayuk didn't play all year. If you're able to bring back those defensive pieces and then replace that with get a real receiver one and not go out there with fucking Kendrick Bourne and Demarcus Robinson as being your primary target, there's that optimism that we talked about with the Bears. I got that same thing, but I know what it looks like when we have the quote unquote Avengers around Brock Purdy. I want that shit again because I know Brock Purdy can carry us, but like it's all about having a great team around you and build a great team, get younger. We see what we got in our division with the Seahawks and the Rams. Not really worried about the Cardinals, but I think when you get your ass whooped like that, it's eye opener. You're not as mad. You're mad in the moment, but then afterwards, you're like, you rather lose that type of game than lose by a game winning field goal. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We move on. It's another year without a chip. It sucked. That quest is getting deeper and deeper for six, but we'll see what we do in the offseason. I'll be highly intrigued to see how we replace our OC potentially and our DC and how we move about the pieces in our offense and stuff like that. So
Does OC really matter?
it really don't. It really don't. But I think Clay's out of there too, or is it Clay or Clint?
We got
I think we got
Ku-
Clay Kubi. Yeah,
we got. I will say this two things. I see why Seattle was holding off on K9 for so long, right? Because he's a special talent. Like he got a certain type of burst, not a lot of running back have. And I think McDonald and Kubiak understood like we got to save this. Like Charbonnet, and unfortunate that Charbonnet had an ACL as well, but K9 is our go-to guy, right? But we got to he gets hurt every season, right? With a big injury that really derails him for the rest of the year. So they did a great job monitoring that. I know a lot of people were mad fantasy wise, whoever got K9, how much he wasn't getting utilized, but it makes sense now, right? Second thing is, excuse me, um, it's going to hurt seeing Seattle or the Rams play in Levi, right? I'm not saying either of them is going to win the Super Bowl, but it's like, dang, like Chicago couldn't squeak by LA. I probably would have been cheering for Chicago at that point because I don't want to see any of them have a chance to win in our home. So that's one of the worst things that you can see. It's a NFC Championship nightmare for us because we just don't want to see that. So, but last thing I do want to say, as replacing the DC, I know it's been a lot of names like Flores and um,
don't get your hopes
well,
up.
it was Flores, it was somebody else, but
Flores, Jim Schwartz, Gus
Jim
Bradley's getting that
Schwartz,
shit.
yeah.
Gus
But
Bradley's getting promoted.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's Gus Bradley. For those that do not know Gus Bradley, Robert Sala was Gus Bradley's disciple. Gus Bradley was the DC during Pete Carroll's years at Seattle when they won the championship. So I think just as much as we keep it the same language in the building and as much as we keep it the same type of approach, I think that's just smart on our end. Now, I'm not saying Gus Bradley's going to do as good of a job as Salah. Maybe he'll do a better job, right? But he is just somebody that taught Salah what he knows. He's somebody that's built a defensive championship already. So I'm hoping it is Gus Bradley.
I would like to see a Jim Schwartz though. I'd like to see one of those coordinators that Kyle struggles against when he goes up against as our coordinator. Honestly, like a Spagnola. I don't know if he's still there, DC, but I would have liked to see Jim Schwartz. But I just Kyle promotes from within. He's always been like that. I think the last time he went outside of the organization was Steve Wilkes, and we see how that went, one and done. So, yeah, I think Gus Bradley's the obvious answer for us. So
Y'all,
hopefully it works out.
y'all see what the Chiefs did, huh? Got Eric
Boy,
Bieniemy back.
boy,
Man.
They said you could live. Eric Bieniemy said you could live with your own family with that league.
that's crazy though, because like Matt Nagy was the lead candidate for the Titans job, and like he can't even go back to his old job. Which, hey, I don't ever remember seeing the Chiefs firing Nagy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they once they got a chance to get back with their old boo, they said, "Fuck you, we struggling without you."
Hey,
He was the
so was it
co-OC
really
or he was
Andy?
the full OC?
Huh?
Nagy was the full OC or the co-OC? I'm
He
trying.
might have been. He might have been the same thing what the enemy was. Cole. I don't know. I don't even know if Andy still be calling. I think if the enemy come back, like it's solely on him. Like, cause I think him and Andy were like freestyling, but I think Andy had like honestly, I don't know how that dynamic. I felt like Andy had final say. Like he called the play, but or like it's his plays and he gave the enemy like, hey, you call what I put down throughout the week of preparation. But yeah, no, it's ugly though.
Yeah,
It's ugly.
it was definitely a mistake of the departure. I think he took a what the Washington job. So I
He
wouldn't
took
think.
the OC at
Yeah,
Washington, then
I
went to
don't think he
college.
was. I don't think he was necessarily having full control of the play calls if he had to take another OC job. But I do like, according to Chiefs fan, I don't know if y'all already knew, but like he was one of the people that was keeping Pat Mahomes accountable. Like wasn't afraid to correct him when he was wrong and the rest of that offense. And they're saying like Nagy's not doing that. So they feel like that's what they've been missing. And we'll
With
see
the
how it
enemy,
works.
what the enemy is to Kansas City is I feel like that's what Josh McDaniels is for the Patriots. Like I don't think they can succeed on their own as head coaches, even though we never got to see the enemy do that. But hell of an offensive coordinator. So I think that should they're just life they're just lifers as coordinators. I don't think head coaching is in there in the future. Eric Bieniemy, he been trying since he left, and it's just not been successful. I forgot where he was. He at UCLA for college stint, or where was he?
Beyond me, yeah, he was
Yeah,
UCLA.
UCLA. Yeah, it's just not working out for him. He not ever gonna be a head coach, and if he just accepts that, then I mean, not why not write it out with one of the best quarterbacks and when it's all said and done, arguably gonna be one of the goats in the game. Like fuck it, that's not a bad name to attach yourself to.
Predictions.
Predictions.
I got
Predictions.
the I got the Patriots and I got the Rams. Patriots and Rams.
I got Broncos and Bronco. I got Rams and the Broncos in the final.
I think we do the impossible, going to Mile High,
Don't say
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa,
I think
whoa!
we
Stop,
do the
It's
impossible.
stop,
what's
bro.
The
impossible about
impossible.
them?
Nah, don't
The
start that
impossible,
victim
brothers.
shit, bro.
Come on, man.
You're the
We do
number
the
two. Aren't
impossible.
you? You're the number two seed.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to, man. We weren't supposed to be here. I'm gonna keep saying that,
No,
man. We are
you here
ahead of
now, and it's not
schedule.
impossible.
Y'all spent the most money in free agency. You talking about we not supposed to be
We
here?
still
No,
got 50
I
million
agree.
more to
You're not
spend this
supposed to
year.
be here, but you're here now, and you're the favorite, so it's not the impossible.
Well, history says we don't play that well on the road in playoffs in Mile High. So, hey, man, I'm saying we doing the impossible because we breaking historic trends. So if we do that, man, hey, y'all know who I got right. But on the other side, shoot, bro, I gotta go with the Seahawks. Better defense. I think defense wins championships.
That is true, but eventually your quarterback gonna have to do something, man. It's not you can't just have no cake. You're not gonna have a cakewalk to the Super Bowl. And Sam got to do something, bro. And the Rams are the perfect team to make him do something, whether they got to run up the score or not. But I can't trust
I
Sam.
mean,
The thing about the Rams though, man, they do not put on the full four quarters, and it was proven in Carolina. They was looking a little iffy in Chicago, and they got to go on the road. They have to go from west to Carolina, back west to Chicago, back west. Now this is a lot closer, but it's like you've been doing all this traveling, right? And then that environment's just going to be tough, and you just been so you haven't put on the full fourth quarter yet. So that's the only thing that concerns me about them is that they've been inconsistent in these
Yeah,
playoffs.
but they've done this. They've been here before. This is not new to them. Like it's their third
yeah,
NFC
man.
Championship game in 5 years, bro. Like
I'll say this: run defense is not the Rams' specialty, and the Seahawks love to run that ball. I mean, what they had, I don't know how many yards they had against the Niners, but I know in that Rams Chicago game, Chicago had over like 100 plus yards rushing. And one thing I do know about Seahawks defense is though they can stop that run, and Kyron Williams ain't gonna go off like that. Or whoever I forget other bro Blake Corum, he not gonna go off like that. It's not gonna be a factor.
Who you more
So if you
scared
force
of?
that, ooh, oh, if that we was the matchup,
Like,
man.
yeah, Patriots were the matchup. Who you more scared of?
Shit, to be honest, the Seahawks. Just because I know that we've been going against tough defense all day. I feel like offense, that's fine, but we got the piece on defense to kind of neutralize or at least contain.
that defense can be had, bro. Like they're great, but I think they can be had.
We forgetting
They're
Matt
not,
Stafford still Matt Stafford, bro. Like he's still going. He liable to do some knock shit. Like why? And
that's
the
what I'm
only reason he
saying.
got a Super Bowl ring is because of a bullshit of officiating call, and Joe Burrow would have been a champion. So I'm not
He
rolling with
shouldn't even
Stafford right now,
got
man.
to the Super Bowl, but
Uh,
that's the
he
conversation.
played great, but I'm saying they won off very controversial happening. But so
I'm still sick.
not to
He
take away,
got
but
picked, bro.
Rams is winning that game, bro. They should
nah,
have
hey man,
Rams. If we really want to be real, the Rams should have swept the Seahawks in the season series, anyways. But So that 2 point conversion in the last game again in Seattle was crazy to tie the game, but I don't know, bro. I just too much offensive firepower. Like the Rams aren't us. They got two legit receivers. Like and Seattle has to try to account for that. They're running. They got two headed. They got two headed monster, Kyron Williams and Blake Cornby. Even if you, Kyron is not an easy tackle. I hate the little nigga, but that nigga, no, he be running that motherfucker, bro. But so does Blake and Matt Stafford. When you have Hall of Fame quarterback like that who's been there. The noise is not going to be a factor for him. We just watched him. They're supposed to be a 1-5 team that struggles in the cold, and they went out there and did that shit against a streaking Chicago team. Like, oh, bro, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be BTA, just out of respect. It's the Seahawks home game and shit like that. But I think it's gonna be a comfortable victory for the Rams.
I wouldn't say comfortable for sure.
Wow,
I think
that's
it's
a
gonna be
Wow.
a
strong
three
word.
point game.
It's a strong word.
I just don't. I,
The as of late, like one team been playing great, and the other team is just like this. So, like you said, you've shown what you
Great,
can
but
do.
like, bro, they played us like they. And yes, it's I hate that I'm speaking like my team like this, but like, bro, we terrible defense, and let's be real, that offense was not looking good. They still was the same offense that we seen in week 18 in the beginning of the game, kicking field goal. Like we had our chances, but we were just very limited of what we can do on our offensive side of the ball. Like I just feel like you in the playoffs, field goals is going to get you beat, and they we're seeing it. They don't want Sam thrown like that, and I don't know why we didn't go for that game plan, but go all out on the run and get forced to get beat on the outsides. We did it against Philly when we're going up against Saquon. I don't know why we didn't do that against fucking Sam fucking Darnold, man. It makes no sense. That's why I
Because
don't
they
like.
had everybody blocking.
Yeah.
Nobody could get off the block when they was
I'm
running
just
upfield.
saying, bro. Like
Them tight ends
sell
was
out,
blocking their ass
load
off.
load the fucking box up, man. We didn't even do that. We had our passing down defense in a nickel defense in, and they 12 personnel. And shit. What we? That's why I don't like coordinators interviewing in the middle of a playoff preparation, bro. Because I could just tell Robert wasn't locked in on the defensive side of the ball, bro. Like I'm watching the same as sorry ass D line getting ran through with no substitution throughout the whole field. Like it's shit like that. So I think the Rams are gonna be like, Sam, if you beat us, great, good shit. But you're not gonna beat us. Like you panic. What we seen when you get pressure on Sam, that first matchup when you have 4 picks against him, he turns into a completely different quarterback. He's trash. I feel like that's what the Rams are gonna do. We just gotta get pressure, load the box, get pressure, and make him force these throws to JSN. You know that's he gonna look one way. It's JSN or die. Maybe they're tight end. I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna be a comfortable victory for the Rams, man.
Whoever can stop the run wins the game, man. I've been noticing that. Whoever can run the most, gets the most over 100 yards, bro. They win in the game. It's been
And
the trend every game,
K
every NFC
K9
game.
and
I
K9
said
gotta really.
every game.
There's no Zach Charbonnet to come in after a K9 run, bro. Like, I don't even know who their backup is. Like, and Zach Charbonnet, he that was a perfect like, you know what I'm saying? You get your 15, I'm gonna get my 10, my little 7. You know what I'm saying? And then it was interchangeable. Like that was a big key
One,
piece to their offensive success.
I understand the 1-2 punch, but I mean, you got a dude that ran 9 times that had 145 yards. What more could you ask
We
for?
were, I mean, like, cause I'm looking at it like he played a terrible run defense. Like I don't. The Rams is way better defense than us right now. Like we had two practice squad. We had a guy come off the streets that was on the couch 2 months ago watching football, and then we had practice squad guy, come
Wallow.
on. Wallow. Oh no, wait, no, my bad, my bad. D Winters was back, but D Winters was he's a 2nd year player, man.
The winner was
So
hidden. Hey, the winner
he
was
was he was hitting, but shit, not when he was running that bitch. But I don't know, bro. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know, bro.
This
I'll
is the
take the
first time.
experience.
This is the first time we're really gonna see Kenneth Walker get the show. And if Kenneth Walker shows up, the game's over. We haven't got to see Kenneth Walker have his
I
own
want to
show.
see Kenneth Walker.
No,
Let me see if I can find a headband for this.
Hey, his voice so different than what I thought, bro. I was like, this he do not sound like how I imagined, man. K9, man.
We'll see though. So y'all trust Sam Darnold if the game come down to it?
I said the Rams gonna win.
Oh,
Don't
Miles,
ask me that.
you
I got
trust
the
Sam
Seahawks
you trust Sam Darnold if the game came down to it?
to make a. Yeah, he be
Let's
getting
just
that
say
ball to
let's just
JSN.
say
He be getting that ball to JSN. He be getting that ball.
the 4 quarter game though with no run game. Let's just say the Rams take the run away, no run game, and they turn into a drop back saying we need you to carry us.
Well,
I
that's
just
hard to say. That's hard
I
to
don't see
say.
that. I don't see that. Well, I mean, we've seen it with
Well,
the
of course
Rams
not. He not
twice.
gonna win that. He not gonna win that. He
There's
not gonna win that.
quarterbacks that can win that shit without a run game. Though we've seen it.
Shit, Matt Stafford be struggling too without the run games. When you take
Max
that
Stafford
away,
gonna put two, three of them up there.
he gonna get you some
And
touch, but he gonna throw
Sam
like three,
not.
four picks in the process.
I
And it's
bro, I
he
didn't
gonna
say
miss
he
like
not.
20 passes.
I just said
Nah,
Max
my
Stafford
bad.
gonna throw them bitches up there too.
That's it, cause that's what he do best, man. That's all I'm saying. Like
Whoever on
he
defense
has
better
amazing
snag him.
talent. Yeah, he got it exactly. He got the receivers that will go get that ball, but I just
I
think I
think
don't know.
the biggest key to that game is how Seattle responds to that 13 personnel. I think they have the personnel to match that, but we'll see if they can match that in the run game and the pass game because a lot of teams have struggled to do that throughout the course of the season. So I think the reason why Seattle feels comfortable is because they got that fucking stud out of motherfucking South Carolina and Nick Worry. I was pissed when they made that pick, bro, because I already know what he like, but that'll be the key matchup, huh?
On NCAA.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, I seen a few games, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just mad, you get that type of coordinator and Mike McDonald, and you get that type of player for him. Like I ain't saying he's Cam Chancellor, but damn, it's got
Yep.
that impact. It's got that impact so far in his rookie season. So
so
yeah,
Seahawks.
no, hell no.
I think the
I'd rather have the Rams win the whole shit because if the Rams win the Super Bowl, we about to forget that bitch just like how we forgot their first one, bro. It's like whatever. Like Rams got it, we good. It's the Seahawks win it, bro. Like that shit gonna be
because
snarky.
The Rams don't got fans, so
That's what I'm saying.
Facts,
Nobody,
facts,
we don't,
facts.
we don't even talk about their first ring, bro. I be forgetting they won that shit sometimes, bro. Like it is what it is. Rams win that bitch. I don't know. We got one Rams fan and her family, and he'll showboat it, but I'm not tripping, bro. I'm high,
you
bro.
are Northwest though. Like you around Seattle.
Facts. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
You
hear
yeah,
hear
that.
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of people would.
Yeah, so nah, fuck. I'm pulling for the Rams. I'm not pulling for them, but you know what I'm saying. If they win it,
I
I
hope the
well,
Broncos win it all. Fuck all
Shit.
y'all.
that's my pick, man. Fuck it.
Fuck the
Fuck it.
Broncos, man. What?
Yeah, bro. The sole
Man.
reason why I don't want Patriots win is because the nigga top left corner, bro. I can't have that. I can't. I
Hey,
can't
man.
have that.
Well,
I can't
why
have
we
that.
hating, man?
Yeah,
We
I'm
was
not
down for like
hating. I'm
5 years.
not.
We back,
I'm not
man.
hating, bro. I don't like when niggas got bragging rights over me, bro.
I
I
respect it.
fucking hate it. You had your time, bro. Just like how you feel when the Warriors was winning them championships, bro. You wasn't fucking with it. I can't
Hey,
fuck with y'all, bro. Like it is what it
I'm a,
is.
it was a
one of
long 5 years.
Cleveland
So, bro, it
man.
don't matter how
Man,
long
speaking
it's
of the
been,
Warriors,
bro.
Jimmy Butler, man, I hope he
Oh shit.
feels better. It's
Fuck
unfortunate.
pods. Fuck you, pods. That was your fault, nigga. That terrible ass pass you threw in the paint, bro. Him and Draymond throw the worst like lob passes to Jimmy Butler I've noticed, and that one was terrible, bro. But fuck, man, we was clicking too. Now we getting BTA by the Raptors right now, bro.
By
We
Y'all
cooking.
BR3,
think Kaminga finally gets played?
He
no,
playing today and he's sucking right now.
he getting
That
traded.
nigga, that nigga played 5 minutes, 0 points, 2 rebounds, -10. 0 for 2 from the free throw line, 0 for 1 from the field, bro.
But I mean, it's not. I didn't. I don't think he would have any expectations to have a great game, and he's been sitting for so long. It's hard to kind of get back into that mode. Not trying to make an excuse for him, but the season's over. It is what it is. There ain't nothing we can do. We're gonna get ninth seed as best, and play in the play in. I think we just need not need to, but Steph, go ahead and take care of Miami. Let's start losing games. Let's just get in the race. Cause ain't nothing. Don't need to give me no false hope. Anything like that is
I'll take that, bro. We need that as Niner fans. We need that. We need something to fall back on, bro. And this was our fallback, bro. Go get somebody, bro. Like I'm tired of these niggas holding on to these first round picks like they good at drafting. We like 0 for 7, nigga, with these draft picks, bro. The one
who
we
you gonna
hit,
get?
he
You
got
gonna
punched
get?
on. He got
Who else
punched
you
on,
gonna
and we
get?
sent him out. Huh?
Who you gonna get?
You could get whoever you want, bro, as long as you add picks. All these niggas is asking for is picks, bro. You could go get a Trey Murphy for some picks, you know what I'm saying? You go get a Kawhi with some picks. Everybody gonna say no until you add them picks, bro. We don't need first round
Why
picks.
would
We
we
don't
get
need it.
Kawhi when
Or,
he gonna be in the same position as Jimmy Butler?
I'm just saying you could go get that type of caliber player. I'm just saying you can't look at Steph in his face and be like, yeah, man, go sit on the bench. We finna tank, bro. That's the fast track him out of
That's what they
Golden
should have
State,
done
bro.
before.
Nah, bro.
Or
You
do
gotta
you
do. You
trade
gotta
him?
do.
You
Nah.
trade him and
You
start the
got
rebuild.
nah. You
The
got
30,
only
what,
thing I would say
37,
was
35,
if
you
35
Bron
got my
said,
million?
I
"Hey,
got
send
my
me to Golden
piece.
State, bro." That's the only thing I would say was
I'm telling you,
Bron,
bro.
hey, man,
There's some
make it
moves to
happen.
be made, bro. There's some moves to be made, bro.
we not.
And
First off, the West is too good. Whatever move we make,
it don't matter. It don't
the
matter. The
West is
West
too
gonna
good.
take care of its. The West gonna take care of
They're
itself,
gonna
bro.
take care of us.
That's cool, bro. But niggas fear
Hey,
Steph Curry, bro. Niggas fear Steph Curry. You get him. I'm telling you, bro. The move should have been Trey Murphy, bro. That's a 20 a game 20 a game. That's what we need, bruh. We just need scores. We don't have scores. We got too many niggas that want to pass the ball to Steph and looking for Steph. I understand he the offense, but that shit don't work if everybody's not looking for their own shot, bruh. Like we need niggas that say fuck the system and go get theirs like they own. Like that's why MPJ would be a perfect fit. Like moment that ball touch his hand, he's shooting that bitch. We don't got them type of niggas, bro. We got the niggas that touch the ball,
He ain't
look for
defending them.
30. He not there. Yeah, we not defending anyways. We might as well score as many points as we can.
Nah, it's different when you got non-defenders.
Nah,
We
bruh.
seen it.
I like the Anthony Melton defender. Moses, y'all still
He
hyping
gonna
up
he gonna put the
Draymond.
effort in
Y'all
Moses.
st- y'all still hyping up Draymond. So I'm gonna go ahead and say defender, even though
he go why?
I think he needs to be a bench player at this point in his career. That's a different story. Al Horford and Spurts defender. That's what I'm saying. There's moves to be made. You don't have to just rest it all on one move, but there's people that's available that Mike is just not willing to go get because it's gonna cost him a couple first round picks, bro. That's just not how you're supposed to be a GM when you can't even draft correctly. They finally hit on the draft pick in Will Richard, and I mean, cool, but
What was his
like
draft picks?
he
I
said
think in the
Will
position
Richard
Mike was in, he's hit his draft picks.
in the second round. I mean, Podge is a draft pick, and if you
Yeah,
call it
who
that,
came after Pods that would have been better? Not a
well, I'm
lot of
talking.
players.
I mean, let's see. I think
You gotta think of the position that
Jaime.
we drafted in because we're such a
Well,
middle of the pack team.
I'm talking about them lottery picks. Those is misses right there.
But he didn't draft those guys.
He didn't. But
So you
I'm
going off of things that he had no control.
he ain't have control over it. But I'm just saying, like, if a Will Richard is the best you're gonna do, or a Pajimski is the best you're gonna do, if you're drafting that late, that's not worth keeping, in my opinion. Like, though you tell me Podge is going to turn into an all-world player, great. I don't think that's going to happen. If you could utilize that pick for a top guy, or not even a top guy, but a top 15, 20 guy, you use that. You don't save that to draft another Podge or another Will Richard or another Quentin Post. Like, what good is that going to do for Steph Curry in the game right now? Nothing. I think that should be your focus. Fuck the future. Focus on the top 5 player of all time right now, bro. It's as simple as that, bro. Fuck them picks. You'll
And
get the picks
you
back
say
later in
that,
the year.
you say that, and we end up like the Los Angeles Clippers.
That's cool, bro. Like, but
It's not,
they
bro.
don't have a step. Do they have a Steph Curry, bro?
Bro, it's not.
Do they
They
have
had
a Steph Curry?
they had a Kawhi Leonard.
But he's injury prone. Steph is not. I'm saying, do they?
Okay, but so
Yeah,
you think this year
and
we
he,
could win with Steph Curry, Draymond, and Trey Murphy? We could win a championship with that?
you could add
That's
more
a Hail
pieces around
Mary.
that. Hey, bro.
It's
I
not.
seen,
It's not a
I
lot of
seen, I
can
seen, I
ask
seen
like that,
Steph.
bro.
I seen Steph give fucking the Rockets a run for their money. I seen Steph give in the one game that the Timberwolves a run for their money. They was looking scared. Like, bro,
Yeah, but
when you
those
got
are not.
30, when you
Those are
got
not
30, anything's
the teams in
possible.
the
You just need
West.
niggas that can. You just
You
need
left
niggas that
out
can
three
score.
teams that's not even the
Yeah,
best
but
in the West.
they gonna handle themselves, bro. Like they gonna eventually have to play somebody. Like the Spurs gonna have to play somebody like the Thunder or something like that. Eventually, it's gonna come down to 3 or 4 teams. You don't got to play the entire West in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, but we gotta play two of them to get to the second round.
That's cool. That's cool,
Yeah.
bro. If Steve's the coach y'all say he is, bro, this all-time world coach, he should be able to scheme some shit up and get the dub, man.
So
Well,
the
Let's
if
get
he's
some
not
question
the
is,
coach,
pieces.
if he's not the coach, you say
You
he is.
need if
Then why go out and
he
get these guys?
he not. I think he should have been left. Just like how I think
so
Draymond
so
should
to
have
the
been left.
fan base, do y'all start the rebuild? Does the rebuild start now?
No,
Now,
you
No,
don't start the
bro.
rebuild, but you don't like. There, you're not winning this year, right? So we got to figure out what we got to do. It's a tough position because we already won enough games where we're in a good spot in a good seed for the standings, right? So you can't just be like the Hornets and tank and try to hope for a good spot to kind of build for the future. But at the same time, we don't have a lot of assets. Like even if we do give up our first round pick, we're still it's not valuable because it's not top 10 picks, right? So at this point, you're kind of in no man's land because you've been building momentum, winning, but now you lost a pivotal piece where you know like yeah, you probably ain't winning shit. So it's too late to kind of be on that back burner. So that's my opinion. It's not like when you lost that year, you lost Steph Curry early in the season. You lost Clay was still recovering like that, and then you got the second pick, and then we used it on fucking James Wiseman. But it's not like that where like everything happened early, like everything kind of happened in the wrong timing. So it's kind of like damn, like we're in no
So
man's land.
I mean, I'm just saying, what good do you get from holding on to a pick, bro? Like, if you could go get somebody valuable, if you could, if
But
the door was open, like
I'm
not
saying, who is that person?
what
I don't
do
think Trey Murphy is that person where we give up our picks for
20 a
because it's
game,
going to
like.
be the same result.
But there's other things you could get, and even if it's not Trey Murphy, like I know the thing came out with like a, I ain't saying DeMar DeRozan that guy either, but you got to get scoring next to Steph, bro. And if you're not gonna do it this year, you're never gonna do it, bro. Like I don't know what the direction is. Like you don't play a lottery pick in Kaminga, but you won't trade him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what do we? This is the staying on Mike right now. Like if Steve is telling you he can't fit my system, why is he still on our roster? What are we doing? Like
I think
you're
he will.
killing you're allowing Steve to kill his value already as like it's tanked to the only the point where the Kings want him at this point, bro. Like you've already fucked yourself. At first there was the Bulls, the Nets, but no, you just keep holding on to him. Same with Moody, same with all these other lottery picks. Fucking, you could have had a Laurie Markkinen, but you let Draymond talk you out of that bullshit. Like this is the staying on Mike right here. It's probably not the drafting, but it's the asset management where these guys are in and out of the rotation. They have these highs and these lows, and they've proved that like on a night to night basis consistently they cannot play up to the level of which Steve wants them to play at. So instead, you hold on to them and let them rot on the bench. And you could see what it looked like with Steph and Laurie Markkinen, or Zach Levine and Steph, or fucking you know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit that pisses me off, bro. Like
And a lot of
you're not even giving yourself a chance. My bad.
and everybody always go towards the Lloyd marketing, which I feel like is hindsight, but I feel like a lot of people don't contribute into the fact that you said, "Hey, we're going to hold off on Laurie Markkinen to get somebody that's a tier above," which they got Jimmy Butler, right? So if we would have got Laurie Markkinen at the time, there would have been no shot at Jimmy Butler. Which in that direction, you're seeing, okay, we know Jimmy Butler is on the same type of level of Steph Curry's on. Somebody that we know when playoff comes, he can play both sides of the ball and he can produce. Now it was going towards that direction until Jimmy Butler got hurt when he started that Rockets game. Steph Curry got hurt, right? So it's like, damn. Yes, Laurie Markkinen looks fine now, right? But before that, nobody really invested in Lori marketing. So the Lori marketing, I always say, okay, they was just shooting for a bigger star, which was Jimmy Butler, which I would have chosen at that time, which made sense at that time. And I think there's just you have so many assets that you can't just start getting rid of all your guys because now you lose your depth. Like you talking about getting rid of Kaminga,
But if you're not,
you
but that's
but
the
you
thing,
look,
though. We can't keep calling these guys depth if Steve is refusing to. Like, we're paying 25
but you play
million a
11 guys.
year.
That's depth.
Wh-
You're
But
playing
that's a
11 guys
problem.
on the bench.
That's a problem though. Like, we're playing our whole bench. Steve still can't figure out a rotation. It wasn't until like a month ago where Steve had set in stone like this is my starting five, and then these are the guys coming off the bench. Like, I feel like that is a problem if your head coach is almost in the middle of the season and he's still having to
That's
play.
all the
Uh,
teams right now. Look at the Lakers. Like they're
no,
still going through
that's
that.
that's that's
But
injuries though. That's injuries. Bron's missed time. Luca's missed a lot of time. AR's missed a lot
still,
of
they're
time.
still looking for
We're
those
we're
other
we're
guys
we're
to
we're
fill
doing
in.
that. We've been doing that for 2 years though, bro. Like, how many times does Jonathan Camille need to come in and out of the lineup, sit for 20 games, and then come in a playoff game? Like, it comes to a point where you got to decide: is this guy going to be part of the future? Is he going to be a part of our culture now, or do we need to move him, bro? Because I promise you, I seen a glimpse of what the future looks like for the Warriors with these people that we're keeping, and it is not good, bro. Like, I'd rather have no future than what these niggas are about to provide us. Like, I already know when Steph retires, it's going to be dark. And Kaminga, Pods, and Amudi aren't going to make that better. So you might as well shoot for the fences of somebody that's at least enjoyable to watch. None of these niggas is enjoyable to watch. Let's start there.
Well,
Like,
let me tell you this though. Who is the person in the building that likes Kaminga?
Joe Lacob, and that's the
Joe,
problem. I
La-
think he needs to stay. He
Joe
needs to.
Lacob.
He needs to stay out of these decisions.
What once again, like is it could I think the picture is a lot funkier than we can debate about and argue about because
Probably
like,
is.
you got somebody like Steve Kerr say play him, don't play him. Well, I'm deciding not to play him because he don't fit our system. And then like Mike Dunleavy could be in a situation where he's like, I do want to trade him, but Joe Lacob's kind of, hey, I'm gonna bring you to the games. I'm gonna show you you're valuable to our system. I've been vouching for you. There's even reports that Steve Kerr wanted to take Franz Wagner over JK just because of that. So I think it's easy as fans to be like, oh, they should have done this and done that. Where it's like, man, like you gotta look at
Well,
everything.
at what point do you have to be a general manager and just be like, "This is what we have"? Like, and I get it. I'll probably never be in that situation of being a GM of a team, making those decisions of like roster management and stuff like that. But at one point, you have to be like, "Nigga, like, let me do my job." Like, and if you
You gonna
don't
get
want that,
fired for that though.
then fire me. But it's just like that's worse than micromanaging, bro. If you telling me I can't do something, like, I understand it's a rock and a hard place with Joe being the rock and Steve being the hard place, but it's just like, bro, like, I'm gonna lose my job if we not winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the expectations that we were talking about with Mike Tomlin and replacing that, it's just like there's an expectation in the Warriors building of winning championships. Making the second round of the playoffs is not the end goal, and that's where we've been the last 4 or 5 years, bro. So eventually, something's got to change, or not five, for 3 years or four. I don't know since 2022, but it's just like, bro, this is like we got one of the greatest players of all time, bro. We can't just waste his last couple of years because we don't know if we want to trade a 22-year-old asset that the coach already deemed not a good fit for the team. Like, I feel
Hey,
like there's
that's
better
the
ways to go
person paying
about
the
it.
bill. That's what he wanted to decide. So
Yeah, you fucking shit up, man. It is what it is. Niggas
yes,
getting BTA right now.
good episode. This is uncalled for. We made it 2 hours, and once again, for next week's meeting, we're going to be on Monday. So if you made it this far, don't be surprised if we start recording on Monday because more people are available during that time. So like, share, subscribe, uh, comment when you see the videos come out. We appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good one.
Peace.